Want to grow your business and take it to the next level? Well, here we all are, and we're going to show you how through hard work, perseverance, and a little help and know-how, you can take things to the next level and push the success of your business even further. Let's get going.
Hi everyone, Paul Wright here, and welcome to the next episode of the Practiceology Podcast, the science of teaching allied health business owners how to earn more, work less, and enjoy their lives. And I've tracked down Stephen Franson from the USA. Stephen, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Paul, it's my pleasure and privilege, man. Thanks for asking me.
This could go anywhere. We had a good chat before we started. This could end up anyway.
We're already going 100 miles an hour.
Stephen is a true champion of the chiropractic wellness lifestyle who's packed experience, 20-odd plus years in practice, and he's known as the systems guy, which is an area close to my heart. He's the founder of the Remarkable Practice, and I love the branding of that, the Remarkable everything, but the Remarkable Practice, an innovative coaching and consulting company that helps chiros and other health professionals create a remarkable practice and, as a result, a remarkable life. I love this. He's also the co-founder of Chiro Matchmakers, which is a specialized placement service that matches the right chiro with the right opportunity. And how hot's that at the moment? What an initiative. Sought after speaker, teacher. He's the author of the best-selling book, The Remarkable Practice, the definitive guide to creating a successful chiropractic practice. And of course, he lives a remarkable life in beautiful New Hampshire with his wife and children. And I can't get my head around this. You can usually find them at the beach, enjoying their favorite family pastime, surfing the frigid waters of New England. You have got to be joking. You're not out in that.
I wish I were. It's worse than it sounds, Paul. It's like when I hope it's not lost on Fahrenheit, and forgive my trying to get it into Celsius for you guys, but it gets down to freezing. Okay, so that just as a reference point here, we have the coldest surfable water in the world, and the best surfing comes in the wintertime, which is God's sense of humor. So it gets down to 0 Celsius, the water, and the air is well below that.
I'm impressed by that. When I read that, I thought, he's kidding. The Australians are like, we love a good sun, a bit of surf.
That's why I love Australia. And when you guys let me back in, I'm back.
Mate, there's no one in the world I'm surfing off New Hampshire. I'll tell you right now, in New England, not a chance in the world.
It's awful. It's worse than it sounds.
Well, that's enough of our banter. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes. I'm going to start your timer, Stephen. Let me know. You ready to go?
I'm ready, man. Let's do this.
We are in business. Stephen, who is your ideal client at the Remarkable Practice?
I love on-purpose, business-minded, systems-driven, team-oriented chiropractors who are looking to help more people.
So question 2 then, with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left, you're loving it. What's the problem you solve for these guys?
Well, most doctors, not even just chiropractors, most private practitioners who are in private practice, they build a job instead of building a business. And this leads to all sorts of stress, strain, capacity issues, life imbalance, burnout, and typically the net reduction in the impact that you make in a career. So ultimately, we help these doctors build a business so that they can navigate what we call the 4 seasons of the chiropractic career gracefully and profitably.
So question 3. So what are the typical symptoms your clients experience? Because I assume we're talking about they're not living a remarkable life or having a remarkable business is the big issue. What are the symptoms these guys are suffering from?
Well, they fall along any place in the continuum of quote unquote success, and that usually means busyness. So one thing that they all share, though, is they all seem to be overwhelmed. And at the end of the day, it usually comes down to their inability to build a great team around them so that they can create durability and scalability and ultimately transferability. So, the most common symptoms show up as that just burnout, lost passion, just stress and strain. And ultimately it negatively impacts their life, outside of the practice. You see, physical health issues, you see their marriages breaking down, they don't know their kids, they stop vacationing, and they lose the passion and really the purpose that drives the most remarkable practices.
So question 4 then, with just over 4 minutes left, common mistakes people make when they're trying to build this remarkable life and remarkable practice. What do they do wrong?
The way I put it is people try to skimp on their team and building their teams. So, if you don't have a world-class team, it's going to cost you money. Okay. We know it's going to be painful. We know it's going to cost you nights of sleep, and it's going to cost you joy and impact, but it's going to cost you money. So what I tell people straight away is spend the money, you're going to lose. If you hire the wrong people, you're going to lose money. If you tolerate the wrong people on your team at all, you're going to lose the right people, and it's going to cost you money. If you don't hire the people that you need to have the capacity to grow and serve, it's going to cost you money, because it's all going to lead to capacity blocks and misery. So invest in building a world-class team, spend the money you're going to lose, and watch what happens.
I love that. Spend the money you're going to lose. I think that's a cracker. With nearly 4 minutes left, what's a valuable free action, Stephen, that our audience can do? What can they do to help it? How can they fix this themselves?
Right now, grab a blank piece of paper, and I'm going to bless you with the 4 rights. So as a leader, as an owner of a business, as a CEO, however you view yourself, clinic director, you've got to get 4 things right when it comes to building a team, because team building is business building. Business building is team building. It's the same thing. Yep. 95% of your problems are people problems. So right here, I'm going to take away 95% of your problems. You're welcome. It's 4 things. You get the right people in the right seat, doing the right work the right way. Whenever you're underperforming on any level, whenever things get wonky, you feel stress or strain, or just you're feeling upset or disappointment, just don't get upset. Stop and ask yourself, do I have the right people on my team? And the right people, we teach 3 criteria. A players only, period, hard stop. That share your core values and buy into your vision story. That's the first right. And that one's hard enough. We could have just talked about that here today, and it would have been a win. The second is, once you get the right people on your team, you got to get them in the right seats. God only makes geniuses, and you have roles in your team that call for a specific genius. You got to make sure you get the right person in the right seat, right? And then you've got to get them focused on the right things. If you're running a small business, regardless of what kind of practice, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of particle movement. Most practices look like a cat circus, right? There's a lot of stuff going on, and everybody feels overwhelmed. What we have to do is we have to create focus for our team, and focus is what makes the difference between busyness and productivity. So you've got to get them focused on the right work. And then the last of the big 4 of the 4 rights is doing the right work the right way. So doing the right way means investing in training and equipping and developing your people. That is the key. The right people in the right seat, doing the right work the right way.
I love it. Question 6, with about 2 minutes left. What's a valuable free resource, Stephen? Where can they go to find out more about what's going on and how to do it and your stuff? Where do they go? What do we got?
My boy, Sam, he's 17. He says he wants to be a chiropractor. So I wrote him a book. Okay. So this is the definitive guide to creating the remarkable practice. It has everything you need to know in here. Everything I know went in this book for him. So now it's available to everybody. So I'm giving away the ebook on the chapter on team building. So if you like what I've said, you're going to love that chapter. So the link is right here in the show notes, but I'll read it to you. It's theremarkablepractice.com/practiceology/.
Brilliant. Do you want to read that once again for me?
Theremarkablepractice.com, theremarkablepractice.com/practiceology/.
Brilliant. And question 7, Steve, with a minute to go. What's the one question I should have asked you that would give great value to our audience today?
As owners of businesses, regardless of what kind of practice you have, in order to make an ascension from an owner-operator who's a laborer and turn it into a CEO who's a leader, you have to recognize your job as the CEO is your job is the chief energy officer. Your job is to gather and direct. So collect and direct the limited resources of the business and point it to where you're going to get the greatest return on investment. So the limited resources are your time, energy, focus, and money. And the answer to the question, well, what is the highest and best use of my limited time, energy, focus, and money? That'll give me the greatest return. It's in training and developing your team. Period. Hard stop. Marketing is a distant second, and that's under 7 minutes.
It's just on 7 minutes, mate. You are a champion. Because Stephen challenged me before. He says, "What's the record?" In this, he wanted it. It was a competition, mate. It's right on 7 minutes.
We're just a little competitive, Paul.
you are a champion. What's the URL again? So to get the chapter of the book, the URL again.
Yeah, so it's www.theremarkablepractice.com/practiceology/.
Brilliant. Mate, you are a superstar. Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
This was a lot of fun, Paul. Let's do it again tomorrow.
We will. Now, if you haven't registered for our monthly Practiceology demonstration, go to mypracticeology.com. See you in the next episode.